Well, firstly, thank you, Mark, for the introduction. To say that I'm an expert is an overstatement. I'm a commercial guy, so I brought my notes with me, so I may have to refer to them. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this morning. My role is very much to give a European perspective on the port sector and the progress that we're making in decarbonisation and innovation. I was told that I had 3 minutes, and there are so many examples that I could give you, so I had to pick our top 3. But a little bit about the Port of Antwerp. On a scale, we're a port of 12,000 hectares, which is around twice the size of Manhattan. We have 900 companies. We're the largest chemical cluster in Europe, and we employ on the port 145,000 people, generating around 5% of Belgian GDP on one single site. We've been embracing decarbonisation really for more than 10 years, and since 2006 we've installed over 1 million kilowatt of capacity on the port in different types of energy generation. So yes, onshore turbines, solar arrays. We've also been working with hydropower in our locks, so our sea locks are now carbon neutral because they open using the power of the water. We have a waste to energy scheme called Ecluse, and in March this year we also adopted a pilot scheme to create 8,000 tonnes a year of methanol from waste CO2. That's working, and a word that was used very much this morning, particularly by Brent Cheshire, the word collaboration. So that's the port actually working with our customers to gather their waste materials and to turn them into energy. That was a nod because I don't have a clicker. So the 3 projects that I wanted to talk about, there are many more. So this is our latest one actually. This was inaugurated in October of 2019. It's the first concentrated solar farm in Europe. Essentially, it's 1,100 square metres of parabolic reflectors, if I've got that pronunciation correct, with a capacity to reduce gas usage by around 500 megawatts annually. The beauty of this scheme is it occupies a very small footprint within the port. It produces solar energy by concentrating sunlight on the mirrors, and it can convert heat at temperatures up to 400 degrees. The other advantage of the scheme, as you can see on the schematic on the right hand side, is that it actually has the ability to capture and store energy that's generated during peak periods, so that can actually then be utilised at periods, for example, night time, when there is less sunlight. This is the second project. This one in the trade we would call cold ironing or shore power. Again, from the graph on the right, the numbers aren't too clear, but you can see on an annual basis, the Port of Antwerp is somewhere around 7.5 million kilograms of emissions related to shipping activities within the port. Over 70% of that is actually sustained whilst the vessel is alongside at the berth. So what we started to do at the port is to roll out effectively plug-in points. So we're actually drawing from shore power. Well, of course, yes, you still need electricity to run those, so it's not completely cancelling out the full 70%. But we have an ambition to reduce those NOx emissions by 36% by this rollout across the port. And then, because my time's running out, the third project, hydrogen-powered vessels. So the one on the left, Hydroville, is actually one of 3 water taxis that the port use to transport those 145,000 people to and from work. The other 2 vessels are electric. That was in a scheme that was instigated by the port a year and a half ago. And we've had over 400,000 passengers in the last year and a half, people that will either take the water boat to work, or they'll put the bicycle on and combine it as part of a carbon neutral commute. But on the right hand side is it's something we're very proud of. It's the first hydrogen powered commercial tug to be commissioned in the world. Port of Antwerp runs its own fleet of vessels, including a fleet of tugs, and we've taken the decision to invest in the first of a number of hydrogen-powered tugs, and there is a short clip which can tell you much more technically than I can. So the closing slide, I suppose, is something we're also very proud of. That's our office in Antwerp, a carbon neutral office building. I think that's my time. I've run over my allotted number of slides by 2. Well, thank you very much for listening.